Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hello, DJ Envy.
What's up, bro? What's your question for Yee?
So my question is, I'm a truck driver. I drive across the country, and I have brothers. One brother specifically that I want to have a conversation about with, but I don't want to offend him. I love you guys' show, first and foremost. I listen to you guys, everyone on iHeart Station.
Thank you.
But Angela Yee, I want your advice on how to have this conversation. And, guys, you guys chime in as well, because we live in a society where everything is so normalized. I don't want my brother to go to hell. Sin is sin. If I fornicate, if I lie, if I steal, it's still sin.
So what is your brother doing that is going to make him go to hell?
My brother is a homosexual.
So you think because he's a homosexual, he's going to go to hell?
Do you believe that sin is sin? Do you believe that homosexuality is a sin?
Do I believe that it's a sin? No.
Okay.
So what is your question?
That is my question. How do I have this conversation with them based upon the most of us have the same faith?
I believe that God loves all of us and created all of us.
I do too as well, but he does not love our actions.
I'm sure that there's things that you do every day.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point.
Is your brother hurting anybody?
Is he hurting anybody?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Is he a good person, a good human being?
Great. I love my brother. Yes, he is.
Well, that's all you need to do.
Okay.
Right? That's all you need to do is love him.
Oh,
judge not, lest ye be judged, right?
No, I'm not judging.
Why would you be getting judgy?
Shut up.
Thank you, Charlamagne.
No, she said, "Let's not ye be judged."
Charlamagne acknowledges that he loves God on a daily basis. And so
What?
one of the things that I see in our society, as much as he says, one of the things in our society is that we normalize things to the point whereas people are not willing to acknowledge what they believe in and what's right and wrong, to a point where if we had a POTUS number 45, that was accepted.
Okay. Now listen, I just want to say so what's your issue with your brother? Do you love him? Are you supportive of him?
I love my brother.
And you're supportive of him?
Very much so.
Okay. That's all he needs from you, for you to be his brother, love him, and support him.
So let me ask you this. If you had a relative that was a pedophile, you wouldn't tell them that was wrong?
Are you comparing being gay to being a pedophile?
I'm comparing.
Because being a pedophile, you've actually hurt someone, right?
Correct.
Okay, your brother's not. Being gay doesn't mean you're hurting anyone. Being a pedophile is an actual crime.
Absolutely.
Being a pedophile is ruining someone's life.
Correct. So
being gay is just living your life and living in your truth.
Okay, maybe that was a bad
That's
example.
a terrible example.
You think?
Okay. So if you had a girlfriend that was unfaithful.
Okay. Of course I still love her.
Exactly.
I'll cover for her too, if I need to. But listen, I think right now you're trying to come up with reasons why what your brother with his sexuality, why it's wrong, right? But that's not for you to decide.
Exactly.
All that you need to do is just show your brother love and support no matter who he is, because you do love him. You said he's a great person, a great human being. That should be enough for you. We already live in a world that's so difficult and messed up and so many awful things going on. His sexuality doesn't affect you at all in any way. He's not bothering anyone. He's just existing.
Okay.
All right. So give your brother a hug when you
it.
see him and tell him you love him and you're proud of him.
Most definitely.
All right, sir.
I don't agree with nothing that guy said, but Angela Yee, you going to hell
Why she going out?
for covering for her girl when her girl cheating, when her girl being unfaithful.
You know how many times I had to cover for people?
Wow.
It's not a problem. In my younger years.
All right.
Hi, my name is Tika.
Hey, what's your question for Yee?
So my question for you is, my husband and I have been married for 10 years. A couple years ago, his family had a whole conversation about me, like how my mothering was, what I had on, just everything. And they did it in front of my sister. So my daughter brought it back to me. And, you know, it was an issue, and I said what I had to say. But even now, years later, like, nobody's really apologized. They try to make it seem like I'm asking for anything more than accountability. And it just kind of puts my husband in a weird position because it's his family and his wife. I just want to know, like, am I going about it the right way by just breaking contact because I just don't want to be around them at this point?
Right. And listen, I know it's hurtful to hear what people have to say when you're not around. And then on top of that, they said that in front of your child who had to come back and tell you and hear that as well. So I'm sure you have a lot of anger from that, right?
Absolutely.
And so your husband, he agrees that they need to apologize to you?
Yeah.
I want to say this about families, though. Families be talking crazy about people behind their backs.
Amen.
You know, and I think most people's families do that. And I'm not saying it's not right at all. It's actually really awful because I do feel like in all of our families, everyone does it, right? Have you talked about some of his family members too?
No, not like that. Like, I've always, like, we've been together 14 years, married for 10.
Mm-hmm.
I've always kind of kept myself around his family because I felt like they always, like, who did they know us towards.
Right.
So, you know, I keep it cordial, I keep it cute, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Like,
you know, I think
so just to do that and do it in a place where it was like his family was there for the holidays, so it was a whole thing, you know?
Right. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I want to say that I think the best thing that you can do is express how it made you feel. And so I know right now we're focused on I want you to apologize, but you can just express how it made you feel and whether or not that's going to ignite them to apologize to you, I can't say because it hasn't for all of these years. But there's some things it feels like you need to get off your chest, right? And the best way to do that is to just put it out there. Look, when my daughter came back and told me this is how it made me feel. And so I'm coming to you right now as an adult to let you know X, Y, and Z. And so that's the most you can do. And whether or not they decide to apologize or whatever, there's, you know, that's not really anything that you can make happen. You can't force it. And then who wants an apology that's forced?
Right. Nobody wants that.
Have you ever expressed how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, it blew up because when she told me, you know, I let him know. My husband was deployed at the time. So I let him know, and he had whatever conversation with them, and it just kind of blew up. And I said what I had to say because I didn't feel like they tried to make my daughter feel like she was wrong.
Right. Oh, come on. Of course your daughter's going to come back and tell you. You her mom.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a shame that she had to even be put in that position as well. And now they're like, sometimes people will not take the blame and the accountability for what they did. You talking about me in front of somebody, you messed up, you made a mistake, and y'all was talking crazy, and I know about it. My daughter knows about it. You said it in front of her. It's her fault that she came back and told me, no, it's your fault for being stupid and talking in front of her.
Right.
But again, you know, I just feel like, and I understand that's difficult for your husband, and you'll probably never feel the same about them again, knowing that they've said these things about you and always feel like they're talking about you behind your back. You know, so all you can do is not let things like that affect you, not let it affect your relationship with your husband, because that's terrible if it's affecting, you know, y'all being comfortable with each other. He does have your back though, right?
He does.
And that's all y'all can do. And I think sometimes it does take a long time for these type of wounds to heal. But all you can do is when you're not angry is just express how you feel and make a concerted effort to make sure that you don't let it get beyond what you have to say. Don't let it reignite things again, but just in a very, matter-of-fact manner, be able to express your feelings and then let them have the floor and then say, after this, I just want to move on past this and see if we can move forward as a family. And maybe things will get better, maybe they won't, but at least I've done my part.
Right. Thank you. That makes me feel better. I have, had a slight conversation or whatever, and they wanted to see my son, so his mom, basically regurgitated everything that I said to her in an apology, and she claims that as an apology, but I just kind of left it. I separated myself. My kids still see them. They still go. He still sees his family. I just don't want to be in that environment because I might just split. You never know.
Right. And listen, people do talk crazy all the time behind other people's backs. And so it is just a reality, especially in families. And so you just have to know what you can and can't say in front of people and don't feed into it.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way?
Yes, and we've been doing this constantly, giving you these updates on what's happening with this R. Kelly trial. So we have that for you. Also, Chrisette Michele and Kanye. How are these two related? We'll tell you what's going on.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.